Happy New Year. This is Marco Lopez with MindTune. It is January 2nd, 2026. Super excited. It's a new year, new me, new you, and we have infinite possibilities ahead of us for this new year. It's a matter of creating these possibilities, creating what it is that we want in the outside world. So I want to share with you a few ideas that are just based on my experience. I'm going to talk a little bit about me and some of the things I've been thinking about over the past couple of days. But these ideas could have an enormous effect on your 2026. I'm going to share with you certain experiences and certain ideas of how I think and how my thinking is for 2026 that are just such exciting ideas. The information, this kind of information, or this information I'm going to share with you is really the most valuable information in the whole world, because it's going to tell you something about who you are and what your potential is for creating exactly the results that you want. All right, let's go. So I decided, it's the beginning of the year, and what a better time to start a YouTube channel, to start sharing this valuable information with you. And I'll share with you how you can get even more information from MindTune, because we're trying to make it accessible to the whole world. So that's kind of been on my mind, is how we can spread this and share this to a lot more people. Yesterday was January 1st, and me and my 3 youngest kids and my wife, we went to some in-laws' house, and the family had set up a table with white pieces of paper for the kids to draw on. And so the kids got on. My kids love to draw. I think a lot of kids love to draw. I think that's a skill that a lot of people like to do when they're kids, but they lose when they're older. Why is that? I think it's the same with using our imaginations in general. I think a lot of kids use their imagination in a huge degree when they're young, but then when they're older, they lose that. They don't really use their imaginations. They kind of lock it away, or they use it against themselves. So I'm going to explain to you what this has to do with your new year, okay? These kids were drawing on their papers, and I thought, okay, I actually put my seat up there with the kids, and I don't know if maybe there were a couple of other adults who got involved a little bit with drawing, but I think I was the most excited one to get in there and just start drawing. And I thought, I want to draw a picture too. And across from me was my 7-year-old, now she's 7-year-old daughter, and she was drawing, and I thought, oh, it'd be cool to draw a picture of her drawing. So I took a picture of her, and then I thought, rather than drawing from this photograph, it'd be really cool if I could get a picture of a picture that was more like in pencil format, like a sketch format, for me to draw from pencil, to get a little bit of training and guidance on how to do my sketches for the pencil format. And so I did that. I played around with something and discovered something incredible. I went to ChatGPT, I gave that picture to ChatGPT and said, can you please turn this picture of my 7-year-old daughter drawing into a pencil drawing? And it popped out this amazing pencil drawing. I thought it was so cool. And that has put so many ideas into my mind. For one, I lost my motivation a little bit to do the drawing at that time, because I wanted to create more pencil drawings. It was, maybe I'll share it with you in the comments or something of this video, so you can see like how amazing these pencil drawings are. But you just try it. Take any picture and give it to ChatGPT and say, please create a pencil drawing of this picture. And it is amazing what it can produce. See, we have this incredible tool, and we live in this incredible time of the world's history when we have these AI tools, and these AI tools can help you develop more of yourself. It can help you express what you want in a bigger and better way and more quickly. Like this was a vision that I had. When I saw my daughter drawing, I envisioned a pencil drawing of her drawing, but ChatGPT was able to give that to me right away. It was amazing, and I could take that pencil drawing and I could send it to a printer and have this beautiful sketch and put it up on my wall. It would be something like, the title would be something like "We are all creative." Creativity is in every human being on this planet, and it has a kid doing it because it comes so naturally for kids. But again, we tend to lose that when we're older. So how can we use that to create the very best year of our lives in 2026? Let me share with you some ideas, okay? Each of us has, each of us has desires. I mean, don't you want something? Is there something that you want really badly that you would really, 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 really love to do this year? Maybe something that you'd really love to do in your lifetime. You're not sure if you can do it or not. I want you to think that big. Think super, super big as to something that you would just love to do, but maybe you don't know exactly how you would do it. Well, what you can do right now is you can sketch a picture. Well, you could draw a quick picture of what it is that you want, and you can give it to ChatGPT and say, help that look realistic for me, and it could give it to you. Or you can take a picture or, just give a description to ChatGPT and have it create an image for you, and there you have it. But basically what ChatGPT can do for you is it can take what's in your imagination and very quickly it can turn it into a physical representation for you. When I was a kid, one of my favorite things was having a white sheet of paper, just a blank sheet of like computer paper and a pencil, because I enjoyed drawing, something I enjoyed doing from a very young age, and I enjoyed that I could take something from my imagination and I could put it into that paper, onto that paper. Essentially, I'm taking something from my spirit, from my infinite self, and all of us have an infinite side to us. And I could take that and I could put it on paper into the tangible world. Do you realize that you are a creator? Have you thought of that? Do you realize that you are living the life that you have created? Now that might be harder to swallow. We don't have to get into that right now, but you absolutely are. And you absolutely have the possibility to change your life into what you would like, into what you would really, really like to be doing, how you would like to be living, how you'd like to be adding value. All those things, you can do that. But first you've got to see yourself as a creator, as somebody who can take these visions and these ideas that are unique to you and get them out there for the world to see. You've got to believe that you have the capacity to do that, and you absolutely do. Now, I call that your song. It's a song, it's a tune that only you can hear, desires that only you have, that I guarantee you nobody else wants the same things as you. You might think that you're like everybody else. You want what everybody else wants. But I guarantee that when you really explore what it is that you want, nobody else in this world wants it the way that you wanted it. I used to think that everybody in this world would want to create a personal development company the way that I have envisioned this for years in my imagination. And the truth is, I talk to people and nobody else is that enthusiastic about it. And at first that really surprised me. I thought, really, wouldn't you want to create a company like this? Wouldn't you want to do these types of things? Like I see myself singing and speaking and teaching people about their minds and inspiring people in a way that resonates with their heart and really gets them excited about what they can do. And I ask other people and other people are like, no, not exactly. Like everyone has a different vision. Everybody has a different vision. Everybody has different desires that are burning in their hearts. But most people turn those desires off. Because somewhere in their life they believed they couldn't do it. They thought, well, I'm not smart enough to do this thing that I want to do, or I don't have enough money, or I don't have the resources, the people, I don't have the connections in my life that I would need to be able to do the things that I want to do. And we create all these limitations for ourselves that stop us, and then we stop imagining like little kids. We stop getting into that imaginative part of our minds, just like all these kids were doing at my in-laws' house. All these, my kids and their cousins were all doing that. But we as adults, we tend to stop exercising that part of our imaginations. But again, this is how you can do it. You take any picture of something that you want, or just describe it in words, and have AI give you a picture of what it is that you want. And make sure you do it until the picture that it's generating for you really resonates with you. Like, yes, that is exactly what I want. That's exactly what I want to create this year or in the next 5 years, whatever. Doesn't matter, but make it big. You take that picture and send it to a printer and have it printed out. And put it around your house. Put it places where you'll see it all the time. Put it at your desk. I'm in my office right now. I can put it on my desk. I can put it in my bathroom by my mirror where I look all the time. I can I can put it in my car. Like wherever you go and wherever you spend time, you can put that image there. And do you realize that you become what you think about? You know that Napoleon Hill, he's the author of the book Think and Grow Rich. He interviewed a lot of very, very successful people. And the one thing that everybody agreed on was that we become what we think about. Everybody agreed with that. And actually, most people in the world will not argue with you that we become what we think about. But very few people know what that means or know how to get the results that they think about. Because you have to know a little bit more about yourself, and you have to know a little bit more about how this process really happens. It's not that complicated, but it takes work and it takes focus and it takes discipline to actually make it happen for yourself. Now, I have been amazed, absolutely blown away by how the things that I have desired for myself have happened. Now, not everything that I've imagined has happened at 100%, but I've gone beyond what I really thought that I could do maybe 10 years ago, maybe, and 10 years ago I was thinking big. My whole life, I don't know that I really thought that I would be doing the things that I'm doing now. But when I came on to this process, when I learned when I learned this process of how you can really take just thoughts that are in your imagination and turn them into things in your physical world, I got excited about that, and I started working on that. There is a lot to that. It's not complicated. Even a child can learn this stuff. But when you begin to become a serious student of yourself and the tremendous potential that you have, there is nothing that you cannot do. But the first thing that you got to do is figure out what you want. And a lot of people do think that they know what they want, but they'll throw out an answer that may be a little bit empty. Something like, oh, well, I want $1 million. Can you give me $1 million, Marco? Well, go a little bit deeper than that. Go with the things that really turn you on, that really resonate with you. Because like I said, it's different for every person. What everybody wants is not the same thing. You want something different than I want because you are a unique person and I am a unique person. And we all have creativity. And God put us all on this earth with different gifts and talents so that we can create our own thing to add value to the world. That's what I call our song. Your song is your uniqueness that you can use to add value to the world. I think of birds, when one day I remember I woke up on a spring morning and went out into the woods, the forest near our house, and I heard all these birds. It was super early, like 5 a.m. or 5:30 or something. And all these birds were singing, and I realized there were lots of different kinds of birds singing, each one singing their song, but it all harmonized. Like every bird song was harmonizing. And not harmony in notes, but harmony in sounds. Like they sounded good together. This, one bird might, in fact, I was looking at a bunch of turkeys, and so some turkeys, down in the distance, they're like, and they're doing their turkey sounds, and then there's other birds that, whatever, doing their bird sounds, and then maybe a dove and other animals, but it just sounded like this gorgeous spring morning with all these bird sounds, every sound harmonizing with the others. And so that is what this world can look like if everybody is singing their song, if everybody is living their song. And I would say that's a dream for myself. I would love to help create a world where everybody is living their own song, their own unique song, and they're not afraid to do so. They're not trying to copy what everybody else is doing, because that's not your song. To live your song, you've got to be able to quiet the noise. You got to be able to quiet the noise inside of you and be able to listen for what it is that you really, really want. Sometimes that comes from listening. Sometimes it comes from maybe you attended an opera, or maybe you attended a sports game and something that happened really resonated with you. You thought, I want to do that. Like, that's really what I want. And it's not that you want to copy the athlete or the singer, but something that they were doing resonated with you because it's a part of your song. So you want to pay attention to those things where you're like, I want that. I really want to do that. You pay attention and you take note of it, because you are discovering what is within you to create in this world, in physical results. Okay? You have that capability and you can do it. In order to do it, you've got to know what you want, and you've got to learn how to look within yourself. You've got to learn how to listen within yourself for what it is that you want. And then you also want to learn how to project that or put it out into the outside world. And it's a process. Again, it isn't complicated. It's not complicated. It's pretty simple. But the hardest part that you'll have with it is that you aren't programmed to create results in this way. You're programmed to react to what other people are doing and just kind of blend in. But in the whole animal kingdom, you'll see a lot of animals that blend in, but we don't blend in. We are the ones who never quite feel at home in our environments. And that's because we have been given the capacity to create our own environments. We can create our own life, doing the things that we want, the things that we desire. So you might ask here, okay, Marco, well, can everyone really create what they want? And I say, absolutely, everybody can, but you want to look deeply into what it is that you want. Because you need some perspective. You need to be able to quiet the noise and realize that you're going to lean towards copying other people. You're going to lean towards a very superficial view on what it is that you want. But don't go for that. Go for what you really want, and seek first to understand truth. Because it's truth that's going to help you get what you want. So I recommend right now, become a very diligent person studying truth. I've got a lot of books here in my office that represent truth. And I study those books because I know that my only problem is ignorance. Your only problem is ignorance. All you lack is the awareness of how to get exactly what you want. When I asked you what you wanted, or as you've been imagining the things that you want, maybe you imagined flying an airplane. Okay, so you want that, but you can't see how you're going to do it, maybe. So, but you can do it. The only thing that you're lacking is the awareness of how to do it. Maybe you need to talk to some people who have done it or have made it happen in their lives, and you'll get that awareness. You might also have a goal of something that we can't yet see in our physical world. Like you want to create flying cars that fly through the air. It's definitely coming. We know that invention is coming, but the only thing that we lack, that people lack, is the awareness of how to make that happen. Our only problem is awareness, and all we need is knowledge. And so if you want to turn your desires into results, you've got to study. You've got to learn. You've got to expand your awareness so that you can become aware of things that you didn't know previously. I was thinking about Roger Bannister this morning, because this morning I woke up feeling very young. Last night I did a series of stretches that I hadn't done before, and those stretches left me feeling great. I had a wonderful night's sleep, and I woke up early and I went for a run, and I think I did pretty well. I was pretty happy with it. I got about an 8-minute mile average for about 3.5 miles. So I was pretty happy with it. My body had ached for a while, but anyway, I got some awareness that what I needed was to do some deeper stretches in areas that I hadn't stretched before. It left my body feeling really good, and today I was able to run better than I'd run before. So I was able to improve my results through greater awareness. Now, I thought about Roger Bannister. He was the first person to run a 4-minute mile. And the interesting thing was that he actually, he wasn't a full-time training athlete. He was a medical student and who competed. And so it blew away the world when they saw that, for one, that anybody ran a 4-minute mile, and he wasn't even like completely dedicated like other athletes in the world. He completely shifted the way that the world viewed things. It's almost like in the world there had been this limitation in everybody's minds when they were thinking nobody could run a sub 4-minute mile. Like it can't be done. People thought that. Well, Roger Bannister somehow tuned into the awareness of how we did it. And then once he did that, a whole slew of people followed him. A lot of people within a short amount of time did a sub 4-minute mile because they became aware that it's possible. Just by him doing it, he opened up that awareness, and then they thought they'd do it too, and other people did it too. But before, they had all these limitations. That's what's going on with us. That's what goes on with every human being, is they don't do the things that they really want to do because of these limitations that they have. But if you will just focus on studying awareness and becoming aware, seeking to become aware of how to do the thing that you really want to do, you can do it. But the first thing you've got to do is decide that you want to do it. So my homework for you, the thing I'm going to invite you to do here today, is get that picture, get an image, a physical image of the thing that you really want to do. It's got to represent something that resonates with you deeply. Get that physical image and put it all around your house, all the places where you look at it regularly. And then determine you're going to look at that all the time, and you're going to go for it. And every day you're going to study. You're going to learn a little bit. Seek to learn some way that you can do this thing that you have never been able to do before, but you're going to study and you're going to learn from the people who have done it as to how it's possible to do it. That's my invitation for you. Okay? And then you're going to need awareness. You're going to need to learn more about yourself. Because in the process of you discovering how to do something you've never done before, you'll learn that a great deal of that knowledge is how to operate yourself better. How you can stop holding yourself back, and how you can do things that you previously didn't even imagine that you could do. You're going to begin to love yourself more. You're going to begin to appreciate the incredible creation that you are. And you're going to begin to value, like never before, the blessing of having a human mind that is creative. A human mind that has the capacity to take anything from your imagination and turn it into something that you can touch, right? Something that you can see and touch with your hands. You have that capacity, but you need to learn how to do that. Now at MindTune, this is what we help people do, is we help people to develop that awareness, to grow in that awareness, so that every day you're moving toward the thing that you want, your unique song, and you are creating those things that represent your unique blueprint. what you were born to do. You can create those things in your outside world and learn how to shield yourself from all the distractions of what everybody else is doing so that you can do your unique potential. You can realize your full potential, which is your unique potential. You're never going to reach your full potential if you're trying to be somebody else. But if you can tune into who you are, to your gifts, to what you're capable of, and how you can help meet other people's needs through your gifts, that is your full potential. That is you living the life that you were meant to be living. And as you do that, you are rewarded generously because you're adding value to the world. And by the law of cause and effect, that's what brings all kinds of good back into your life. Okay? So, one of my goals is to make this type of information accessible for the whole world in multiple languages. And I mean, we do have coaching programs that are not accessible to maybe the average person. Okay? But I want to point you to a platform that we have. It's called School. It's a community. And in this MindTune community, you can learn from other people who are already MindTune students who are learning or have learned from MindTune quite a bit, and they can share with you the things that they're doing. Also, you'll have a path. You'll have education in there that you can go through step by step where you can learn more about yourself. You can learn more about your capacity, your capabilities, and you can learn how you can begin thinking in a different way and acting in a different way that will help you get everything that you want. You got to take it step by step because it starts with creating what you want this hour, this very day, this week. But this course, in this community, you'll find videos, you'll find articles, you'll find resources, even songs. We're wrapping it up right now in the creation of it. But we're going to put tools in there that are going to help you absolutely get more of what you want. And you'll be able to learn with other people in that community who will help you keep going when maybe you feel like giving up. That's most people's problem, is drifting. They get on the path to getting what they want, but then they start to drift. They start to get off course. And what we want to do is help you stay on course. You're always going to kind of drift off course, but the key is to just keep, tune it in your mind, program in your mind what you really want, and don't let it go. Say, I want to develop my full potential. I think that's all of our goal. But you absolutely can do it. And so hop in right now. I encourage you right now, click on the button, click on the link, join the MindTune community in School, and see what we have prepared for you. It is a tremendous amount of value to point you in that direction towards getting everything that you've ever dreamed of. This is Marco Lopez with MindTune, and I look forward to seeing you in the MindTune community. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.